What's going on, Colts Nation? I appreciate you joining me for another video where in this one, we're going to talk a little bit about the offensive line, what we have going on. I feel like there's not a whole lot of mystery here, but I do think it's important as we're going across everything about all the other positions. I wanted to make sure that we hit the offensive line, just in case somebody out there who doesn't know what's going on with the offensive line. So right now, what we're looking at is Bernie going into the last year of his rookie deal, our left tackle, Bernard Raymond, somebody who is eligible for an extension, somebody who, in my opinion, should probably get an extension. I don't know whether the left tackles are going to be available. Maybe they're going to try to see, what happens with the quarterbacks. But I think no matter what happens with the quarterbacks, you should probably lock down your left tackle. So we'll see what happens there. Bernie, going to be the left tackle, continues to get better, continues to develop and become more of an NFL left tackle, and so going into his fourth year, really excited to see just how far Bernie goes once again, especially again now that he's in a contract year. What kind of performance do we see from Bernie this year? Of course, then you have left guard Quentin Nelson, right? One of the league's highest paid guards under contract through 2026. So this is a guy who, I mean, that's why this year is so important. A lot of decisions are going to have to be made on a lot of different veterans, right? DeForest Buckner, right? You're going to have a decision coming up about him. Like, if we're not successful this year, right? He's probably going to want to go and win with somebody else, right? So this year, very important for a lot of different reasons. Quentin Nelson, somebody who should retire a Colt. But if we don't win this year, there's a chance that that doesn't happen, right? If we have to rebuild, there's a chance that doesn't happen. So I hope we have some level of success this year, some hope for the future, and hopefully Quentin Nelson can stay a Colt forever. Then at center, Tanner Bortolini takes over the starting duties from Ryan Kelly. We saw him step in last year. Obviously, ups and downs, some good games, some tough games for him. Now, of course, this is somebody who comes in a little bit undersized, so there's a little development there, but that happens with a lot of the offensive linemen that we've continued to draft, right? You think about Bernie. He came in and needed to add some size to really be somebody that could be formidable on the outside, and he did just that, and he got better because of it. So I think Tanner would be just fine. I like our offensive line coaching, starting with Tony Sperano Jr. And trickling down. I think they do a really good job with the group, so I'm good there. Now, the position that everybody was curious about this offseason, what are we going to do at right guard? Well, we ended up doing exactly what I tried telling everybody we were going to do, which is just move Mac and Savas inside. Right after we drafted Mac and Savas, I tried telling people, not everybody's going to click on the videos of offensive linemen. So even, probably not going to be a lot of people that hear this one either. But I tried telling people, hey, Mac and Savas is probably the answer at right guard going forward. Just looking at the situation that we were in, looking at his body type, his strengths, his weaknesses, he fits at right guard. It just made sense for us. He would be our right guard. I tried telling people that in 2024, tried telling people that in 2025. That is what's happening in 2020 or 2025, excuse me. Mac and Savas, by all accounts, expected to be the right guard going into this year. He's rated highly in PFF run block grades among rookie linemen from last year, which is exactly what we need, right? You're filling that right side of the line. We need somebody that can move bodies on the inside. And Mac and Savas, as a right guard with his body type, his size, the strengths and weaknesses that he has, I think him at right guard is going to be a really good solution to what a lot of people thought was going to be a massive problem. I think it's a good fit. I do. I think he's kind of the ideal fit right there for our current situation. Then, of course, Braden Smith coming back last year, missed time with injury, missed time dealing with his mental health and all the different things that he's had going on. So having him come back on a discounted contract, really prove it kind of year, right? This is the last year on his contract. So this is, big prove it time. You got to come in, makes things happen, show people you're still Braden Smith, the right tackle Braden Smith that we thought you were. So let's hopefully he's able to come back and be consistent on the field and be somebody that we can once again depend on at that right tackle position. Now, the depth that we have on the offensive line, not as terrible as it really could be. Now, depth on any offensive line in the NFL is tough. It's the nature of the offensive line. When one of your starters get hurt, you're in a bad spot. It's just how it is. You can't really change it. There aren't a whole lot of incredible offensive linemen just hanging around. The great ones end up starting for a long time. Everybody else gets rotated in and out until you find somebody at a position that can stay there for a long time. It's really how it works. So for what the Colts have, they have Blake Freeland, 2024 third round pick. Came in, didn't look incredible in the time that he was able to get in. But again, these guys need to get bigger. They need to develop. Like, you don't want to judge somebody based on their rookie year, offensive linemen specifically on what they put out their rookie year. But there is one that if he gets in, would be very interested to see what he does in his rookie year. And that's going to be the big boy that we just drafted, Jalen Travis, right? And when I say big boy, I mean big boy. This dude is 6'8", 339 pounds, drafted in the 4th round. He's a versatile swing tackle who can compete with Freeland for backup roles, right? Freeland also a bit of a swing tackle. So Jalen Travis is a freak, right? The way he moves, I really don't know. I was about to say I don't know why he made it to the 4th round. There's definitely some I guess becoming a pro that needs to happen in the. He's a really smart player, right? And he does the right things. I'm not saying there's any off-field issues by any means. When I say become a pro, I mean the attention to detail on his game, which again, because of his intelligence, I don't think that's really going to be an issue. With the coaching that we have, I think Jalen Travis is probably going to be the right tackle of the future, just looking at the situation, how it could work out. I think you sign Bernie and you have him be your left tackle. Jalen Travis, 6'8", 339 right tackle. The way he moves is good. It's just working on certain footwork, working on understanding what the defensive end is trying to do to him and where the defense is trying to get the eyes to go. And those sorts of things, but that all comes with repetition and experience as well. So Jalen Travis, somebody that in the future I think going to be really important for the Colts. Danny Pinter and Wesley French both get re-signed. Dalton Tucker had to get on the field a little bit last year, and he's somebody that I expect to be a top choice for depth at the inside, specifically the right guard position. But we also still have Josh Sills, Antonio Maffei, and Luke Tenuta. Tenuta is probably how that's pronounced, maybe how that's pronounced. So we have some depth, some really familiar depth. A lot of these guys here last year, of course, you had Jalen Travis. So, what's the final tally going to be? Will be interesting. I think we kept 9 all year last year. I think we kept 9 offensive linemen on the active roster all year last year. So we'll see what happens this year. With all of that, just going through, looking at anything else here. Like I said, we get Jalen Travis in round 4, re-signed Danny Pinter and Wesley French to low-cost contracts. A lot of people came into this offseason saying, you know, we need to fix our offensive line and our offensive line depth. I didn't think there was much to be done. I really like going out and getting Jalen Travis. Now, of course, you're just re-signing Danny Pinter and Wesley French, so but we know what we're going to get with them, which is a good thing. It's just you would hope to get more consistent depth, but again, when you're looking at depth at offensive line, it's hard anyways. The good ones are starting. Hard to find great depth. But overall, I think the Colts are solid. We have one of the best offensive lines in the NFL for sure. I don't think there's really any doubt about that. Of course, as we go into the season, we're going to be looking at the center and the right guard to see those young guys going into their second year and how can they fill the voids left by other veterans that ended up going to the Vikings, right? How's Bernie going to do? In his contract year, how's Braden going to do as he comes back from everything that he's been fighting? And then Quentin's Quentin, right? Big Q's the guy, right? That's our guy. So that'll really do it for the offensive line. Pretty self-explanatory, I think. You let me know what you guys are thinking about the offensive line. Do you think the Colts should do something differently? Do you think we're kind of right in the sweet spot where we should be? You let me know down in the comment section. And of course, if you enjoy the content, make sure to hit the like button and make sure you subscribe with notifications on so you continue to get notified anytime we drop any content on this channel. Of course, appreciate you stopping by for another video. And as always, take care of yourself, take care of each other, and go Colts.